Listen to me. If you want a woman to want you more, stop thinking the hug is the moment you take closeness and start understanding it's the moment you earn closeness. The most powerful thing you can do before your arms ever touch her is this: make it safe first. Not safe like boring, safe like, I can trust you. Because a woman's body knows the difference between a man who is present and respectful and a man who is rushing for proof that he's wanted. And if you miss that difference, if you treat a hug like a shortcut to intimacy, you don't create desire, you create tension. She might still hug you back, she might still smile, she might still act fine, but inside, she's learning something about you. She's learning whether you are the kind of man who reads her or the kind of man who pushes past her. Most men don't realize this. The first hug happens before you hug her. It happens in the space between you, in the way you approach her, in the way you stand, in the way you look at her, in the way you pause instead of grabbing. That pause is everything. That pause says, I'm not here to force anything. That pause says, you have a choice with me. And the moment a woman feels she has a choice, her guard drops just a little. Because a woman doesn't relax when she feels she has to manage you. She relaxes when she feels you can manage yourself. You don't need to convince her you're a good man. You show it by how you handle closeness, by how you treat her yes with care, and how you treat her not yet with respect. So what does make it safe actually look like? It means you don't just go in. You invite her in. You give her room to lean, to step forward, to open. You read her signals like they matter, because they do. Does she move closer to you? Does she angle her body toward you? Does she soften her shoulders? Does her face relax? Does she naturally lift her arms? Does she hold eye contact without flinching? Does she look comfortable? Does she look like she wants to be there? If you feel hesitation, if she freezes, if she turns her head away, if she stays stiff, if she gives a half step back, then you don't power through. You don't pretend you didn't notice. You don't try to win a battle that doesn't need to happen. You simply stay calm, stay warm, and keep your dignity. Because the man who can handle a boundary without becoming cold or offended is the man she will trust when her heart is actually at stake. And listen, this isn't about being scared to touch her. It's about being strong enough to control yourself. There is nothing more attractive than a man who is confident enough to slow down. A man who doesn't need to rush intimacy to feel secure. A man who can say, without saying a word, I like you and I respect you. That energy is rare. That energy makes a woman feel cherished instead of chased. It makes her feel like she's not an object to win, but a person to connect with. And when she feels that, she doesn't pull away, she comes closer because she trusts that closeness with you won't cost her peace. You want to know what kills desire fast: pressure. Pressure makes her feel like she has to protect herself. Pressure makes her feel like she has to overthink every moment, like she has to be careful, like she has to manage your expectations. And the moment she starts managing you, the romance dies. Because romance needs freedom. Desire needs space to choose. Safety gives her that space. Safety tells her, if I lean in, I won't regret it. Safety tells her, if I soften, I won't be punished. Safety tells her, if I say no, I won't be guilt-tripped. And when a woman knows she can say no without losing your respect, she becomes more willing to say yes without fear. So before the hug, you create the moment, not with force, but with calm certainty. Stand close enough that it feels intimate, but not so close that it feels invasive. Let the eye contact linger a second. Let your body language be open. If she steps in, you meet her. If she doesn't, you don't chase her. You don't act hurt. You don't act petty. You stay steady. You keep the conversation warm. You let connection build naturally because you're not trying to steal a moment. You're building one. And here's the part that separates a high-value man from an anxious man. You don't need the hug to validate you. You can enjoy it when it's mutual, and you can be fine when it's not, because you know your worth doesn't depend on one physical moment. And that calmness is exactly what makes a woman feel safe enough to want more of you, more time, more closeness, more trust, more intimacy. Because with you, it feels like she can breathe, like she can be feminine without being careful, like she can relax without losing control, like she can lean in without wondering what you're going to demand next. Listen to me. The second thing you do in a hug, The thing that changes a simple moment into something she remembers is you hold for one calm beat longer. Not longer like you're clinging, not longer like you're trying to trap her, longer like you're present. Because most people hug like they're rushing through life. They touch, they release, they move on, like it didn't mean anything. But when you hold that hug for one steady breath more than usual, you communicate something deeper without saying a word. I'm not in a hurry with you. And to a woman, that can feel like medicine. A lot of women are living in a world where they're bracing all the time, bracing for mixed signals, bracing for men who chase when they want something, then vanish when it gets real, bracing for the moment she softens and he takes it for granted. So when she steps into your arms, a part of her is watching, not with suspicion, but with self-protection. She's asking, is this just physical or is this emotional? Is this a man who knows how to be close? Or is this a man who only knows how to take? And that's why the timing matters. That one calm beat, that extra second, that steady pause tells her your touch is not a transaction. It's not rushed. It's not hungry. It's not careless. It's intentional. It says, I'm here. I'm not using you. I'm with you. But listen, holding longer only works when it comes from calm confidence. If you hold longer because you're afraid she'll pull away, she will feel that fear. If you hold longer because you're desperate for reassurance, she will feel that need. Women feel energy more than words. So the goal is not hold her longer so she likes me. The goal is be so grounded that you can hold a moment without squeezing it to death. That's the difference between presence and pressure. Presence feels like safety, pressure feels like a trap, and a woman can tell which one it is in the first second. So how do you do it? You hug and you settle. You don't grab, you don't squeeze, you allow your body to relax. You let your arms hold her in a way that says, I've got you, not I need you. And then you take one slow breath, just one. The breath does something powerful. It slows your nervous system, and your nervous system sets the tone. When you breathe slowly, your body becomes a signal of stability. And stability is magnetic. Stability is attractive because stability tells her she can lean into you without losing herself. And that extra beat is also where her mind stops running. A woman's mind is busy, planning, thinking, reading, feeling, protecting. But when she's held by someone who is steady, her mind quiets for a second. She feels the warmth. She feels the security. She feels the calm. And that calm is what makes her want to come back. Not because you did something flashy, but because you created an emotional experience. She associates you with relief. She associates you with peace. She associates you with a man who doesn't rush intimacy. He respects it. Now I need you to understand something. The length isn't the magic. The intention is. It's one calm beat longer, not 5 awkward beats. It's enough to be felt, not enough to be uncomfortable. You're not trying to hold her hostage. You're giving her a moment where she can feel cherished. And in that moment, she learns something about you. She learns that you're not performative. You're not in a hurry to get to the next thing. You can be present with her in the simplest way. And that presence is rare because so many people are physically there, but emotionally absent. And if you really want this to land, if you really want that hug to create desire, you match it with stillness. No fidgeting, no nervous jokes, no tapping, no shifting like you're unsure. Stillness communicates certainty. It tells her, I can hold you and I can hold myself. It tells her, I'm not chaotic. And a woman doesn't fall in love with chaos. She gets addicted to it. And then she gets tired of it. What she wants deep down is peace that still feels exciting, and a calm, grounded man can give her that. Because when she feels your steadiness, something soft opens inside her. She feels feminine without forcing it. She feels safe without being bored. She feels wanted without being pressured. And that's where desire lives. Desire doesn't live in chasing. It lives in trust. It lives in the confidence that you can be close without demanding more. So hold that hug one calm beat longer, like you mean it, like you're not afraid, like you're not trying to prove anything, and you'll be shocked how much a woman can feel from 1 second of real presence. How it stays in her body, how it makes her think about you later, how it makes her miss you, not because you chased her, but because you gave her a moment of calm she didn't know she needed. Listen to me. The third thing you do, the thing that separates a hug that feels ordinary from a hug that feels unforgettable, is you breathe and soften your body. Because a woman can feel your emotional state through your touch. She can feel tension, she can feel anxiety, she can feel impatience, she can feel when you're trying. And when a man's body is stiff, when his arms are tight, when his chest is tense, even if he thinks he's being strong, what she feels is pressure. She feels like she's being held by a question, not by a man. A question like, do you like me? Am I doing it right? Are you going to leave? And listen, the moment your touch starts asking for reassurance, her body starts protecting itself. But when you soften your body, when you relax your chest, when your shoulders drop, when your arms become warm instead of gripping, you communicate something that words can't fake. You communicate calm. You communicate self-control. You communicate that you are not trying to take from her. You are simply sharing a moment with her. And that is what makes her feel safe enough to want more. Because desire grows when her nervous system relaxes, when she feels she can be close to you without being consumed by your need. A lot of men confuse intensity with attraction. They think if they hug tighter, longer, harder, it will create chemistry. But chemistry is not created by force. Chemistry is created by contrast. The contrast between the chaos she's used to and the calm you bring. The contrast between men who rush her and a man who can slow down. The contrast between a man who grabs for control and a man who leads with steadiness. Your body can either say, I'm here, you can breathe, or it can say, I'm here, and I need something from you. She will always respond more deeply to the first. So when you hug her, don't turn your body into a clamp. Make it a place she can rest. Let your breath be slow. One steady inhale, one steady exhale. The breath is everything because your breath is your nervous system. When you breathe fast, you broadcast anxiety. When you hold your breath, you broadcast tension. When you breathe slowly, you broadcast safety. And safety is not the opposite of attraction. Safety is the foundation of attraction that lasts. A woman might feel excitement with unpredictability, but she feels devotion with stability. And a hug is one of the quickest ways to show her you have that stability. Softening also means your touch has warmth, not demand. Your hands should feel respectful. Your arms should feel protective, not possessive, not squeezing like you're afraid she'll slip away. Think about the message you're sending. I'm comfortable with closeness, and I'm comfortable with space. That balance is powerful because if you're too distant, she feels unwanted. If you're too tight, she feels trapped. But when your touch has calm warmth, she feels chosen. She feels valued. She feels like you're strong enough to hold her and mature enough not to force her. And here's the emotional part most men don't understand. For a lot of women, touch isn't just physical. It's memory. It's history. It's the echo of past experiences. Maybe she's been hugged by men who only hugged her when they wanted something. Maybe she's been held by someone who made promises with his arms and broke them with his actions. Maybe she learned to stay guarded because closeness used to come with disappointment. So when you hug her with softness and steadiness, you're not just hugging her body. You're speaking to that part of her that has been bracing for years. You're telling her, without saying it, you don't have to tense up with me. And when she feels that, she doesn't just like the hug. She trusts the man inside it. If you really want to make this land, stop thinking about what she's thinking and start managing what you're projecting. Your body is your signal. Your breath is your signal. Your calm is your signal. When you hug her, let it be simple. Let it be clean. Let it be honest. No extra movements. No awkward shifting. No hands that wander. No need to prove anything. Just warmth. Just steadiness. Just presence. A woman can relax into that because it feels like integrity. And listen, when your body is soft and calm, she will soften too. You'll feel it. Her shoulders will drop. Her breath will slow. She'll lean in more. And that's the moment you're aiming for. Not because it's a technique, but because it's connection. It's her nervous system saying, this feels good. It's her heart saying, I can trust this. It's her desire saying, I want more of this man. Because she's not just craving touch. She's craving the feeling of being held without pressure, being wanted without being rushed, being close without losing control. Give her that feeling through your breath and your softness, and you'll become the kind of man she remembers, not for what you said, but for how safe and alive she felt in your arms. Listen to me. The fourth thing you do, the thing that leaves a mark on her long after the hug ends, is you exit with certainty. This is where most men lose the power of the moment. They hold her, then they release like they're unsure what to do next. They pull away and instantly start talking too much, or they look away fast, or they hover, waiting for her reaction, hoping she'll give them a sign that the hug worked. And that one tiny shift, that need for validation, turns a beautiful moment into a question. And a woman can feel the question. She can feel when your confidence collapses the second the closeness ends. A woman doesn't want to feel like she has to manage your emotions. She doesn't want to feel like she has to reassure you after every touch. She wants to feel like you're steady, like you're grounded, like you can create intimacy without turning it into pressure. So when you end the hug, you end it cleanly, smoothly, with calm control. Not like you're escaping, not like you're clinging, but like a man who knows how to lead a moment from beginning to end. That clean exit communicates self-respect. It communicates emotional maturity. It tells her, I'm not desperate. I'm not confused. I'm not trying to trap you. I'm just here, and I'm certain. Because here's the truth. Desire is not only built in closeness, it's built in the space right after closeness. That tiny space where she gets to feel the absence of your arms. That's where her mind starts to replay the moment. That's where she notices, I miss that already. But if you ruin that space by staying too long, by lingering awkwardly, by talking too much, by asking, was that okay? By seeking approval with your eyes, you steal the magic. You turn her emotions into a job. And a woman won't crave what feels like work. So release her like you mean it. Let your arms open smoothly. Take half a step back, not a full retreat, just enough to create a small space. Keep your posture relaxed. Keep your breath slow. And then do something very simple and very powerful. Hold eye contact for 1 second. One steady second that says, I'm still here and I'm not afraid. Eye contact after a hug is like the seal on a letter. It finishes the message. It tells her that you're not running from intimacy and you're not chasing it either. You can handle it, you can hold it, you can end it with calmness, and that calmness is what makes her feel safe. And safety is what makes her want more. Then comes the line, and listen carefully. The line is not a compliment that sounds like you're trying to win. It's not, you're so beautiful, said like a man begging for approval. It's not, I missed you so much, said like a man who has no life. It's one sincere sentence that makes her feel seen, felt, appreciated, not for what she gives you, but for who she is. Something simple, something real, something that lands in her chest. You can say, you feel really good to be around. You can say, I like being with you, it's easy. You can say, I'm glad I saw you today, I needed that. You can say, you've got a calm energy, I respect that. Do you understand why this works? Because women don't just want to feel attractive, they want to feel valued. They want to feel like their presence matters. Like they're not just a body you're hugging, but a person you notice. And when you say one honest line after the hug, you anchor the moment emotionally. You connect the physical to the personal. You make the hug mean something. And when a moment means something, she remembers it. When she remembers it, she replays it. When she replays it, she misses you. And missing you is where desire grows. Now, the way you say it matters more than what you say. Say it like you're calm. Say it like you're sure. Say it like you're not waiting for her to say it back. Because the most attractive thing you can give a woman is not a perfect sentence. It's certainty without pressure. It's warmth without neediness. It's affection without attachment to outcome. When she feels that from you, she relaxes into you emotionally because she's not being asked to carry you. She's being invited to share something with you. And listen, this is the part that makes it heart-touching. A woman is always watching how a man handles endings. Not just the end of a hug, but the end of a moment, the end of a date, the end of a conversation. Endings tell her who you really are. If you end with anxiety, she feels unstable. If you end with anger, she feels unsafe. If you end with coldness, she feels punished. But if you end with calm, with respect, with certainty, she feels protected. She feels like your love is not a trap, it's a choice. And a woman will always crave the man who makes closeness feel free. So exit with certainty. Release smoothly. Hold eye contact. Give one sincere line. Then move forward with your life like a man who knows his worth. That's what makes her want you more. Not because you forced desire, but because you left her with a feeling. The feeling that you are safe, steady, and real. And a woman doesn't forget that feeling. She carries it with her, quietly, in her body, and it pulls her back toward you again and again.